What's up? Jason Kacharik coming back at you here. I thought it would be time that we finally had the reveal from the video that I posted a couple of months ago, where I'm comparing my 68 Princeton Reverb with the Quad Cortex capture of that Princeton Reverb. So if you haven't seen that video, then I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. If you haven't seen that video, click up here and go check out some of that video there. We're comparing Princeton Reverb, an actual 68 Princeton Reverb, with the Quad Cortex's capture of it and seeing how close they get. Now, if you didn't see that video and you're not going to go back and watch that video, here's a little clip that I conveniently put in here. I'm using a full band, but I wanted to hear how these sat within the context of a full band, and it's kind of surprising how good the Cortex actually does at capturing that amp. Here it is. Hear for yourself. So, I bet you're really wondering now which one is which. And I'm not gonna sit here and jerk your chain anymore. The Princeton Reverb was amp A. Alright, and so that means that the Cortex was, of course, amp B in that. Now, it's kind of hard to hear much of a difference in that full band setting. So here is that same clip that you just saw with the answers on it and in isolation, so you can kind of hear a little bit. Now, before we hear this, there's a couple of things to listen for. When the Strat is doing the rhythm things, you can hear a little bit of a difference. I think, again, I tried my best to match levels. I may have been a little bit off on that. So the Princeton might sound a little bit softer in spots. However, there are times that I think that the Cortex might have some like kind of artificial highs that are just kind of like overhyped in there. That might just be me, but let me know what you think if you hear that as well. Anyway, here's that clip. We'll talk about some more when we get done with it. Here you go. All right, so in that clip, I definitely heard, especially during the fuzzy bits, as I'm working up high on the Cortex, or on my telly rather, the Cortex didn't seem to respond as well as the actual amp. I felt like the amp was a little more open up high. But that's totally backwards from what I heard when I was playing with the fuzz down low. I felt like there were, again, kind of some overhyped highs coming from the Cortex, and the Princeton itself was a little bit mellower there. I don't know. I could be wrong in hearing that, but I'd definitely like to hear your thoughts on that as well. Now, here's one last clip, just some easy playing stuff on a Strat here. Again, I switch back and forth between these. I do want to point out that when I captured all of this, it was all at the same time. The Princeton was always just playing into the room. After my last pedal, the line was split, and part of it went to the Princeton, and the other part went to the Cortex, which was directly going into my Apollo. So that was the whole signal chain there. Coming from the actual amp itself, it was mic'd with a 57, the same 57 in the same spot that I used to do the capture onto the Quad Cortex. So if that's something you're interested in seeing, how I actually captured all of these sounds and stuff just for this video, please let me know in the comments, because it's actually kind of fun to do all of that. So anyway, here's the last clip. Take a listen to it and see if you can hear much of a difference in this. Once again, I do have the labels on there also. And in this one, the Cortex might be a little bit gainier. I think I kind of screwed up once again when I was setting levels on it. But I don't know. I feel like it's pretty close. So anyway, listen to it. Let me know what you think. We'll have a wrap up here in just a couple of minutes. All right, so welcome back. So I'm very curious to know your thoughts between these. Honestly, if I did the blind test myself, and I did do the blind test myself, I had a hard time distinguishing which was which. In fact, it tricked me a couple of times. I could notice a little bit of a difference, but I guessed the Cortex just as often as I guessed the actual Princeton. So it's kind of 50-50 there. Now, this video is not in the scope of, or actually I should say that the other way around. The whole debate of modeler versus amp, that's not the scope of this video. This is just a geeky thing to kind of see how technology does, and I'm going to tell you it did pretty good. Now, supposedly, Neural DSP did release, since my first video, they released a new way to capture, and it's supposed to be a little bit better. So I'm going to be kind of excited. I might do another follow-up video before too long. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see. Again, let me know in the comments. I'd definitely be interested in doing that. And also, I do want to get into the debate of amps versus modelers. There's some things that I really have an opinion on about that now that I've been using a modeler with a live band in a live situation for a couple of years now. And there's definitely some opinions that I have in all of that. So stay tuned. There might be a follow-up video about amps versus modelers. Anyway, I'm done talking for now. We're going to play the beginning clip one more time as an outro here. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, do all those YouTube things, I guess. Yeah, I'll be back and we'll hit something else. So, again, let me know what you want to see in the comments. Thank you all so much for sticking around. Again, I will talk to you soon. Keep jamming, all right? Peace out.